Remote versus fiber backhaul networks. Which is the future connectivity? Remote versus fiber backhaul networks. Which is better? The normal American family burns through roughly 190 gigabytes of information each month on their home web association and around 22 gigabytes on their versatile association during a similar stretch of time. i.e., while these numbers may appear to be unbelievable, information use across the states is going to soar with the coming of 5G and an entire slew of new IoT gadgets hitting the market. To cure developing worries over network clog and precariousness, remote suppliers are looking to overhaul their cell destinations, yet in addition the basic foundation that interfaces these locales to the principal server farms that power the web. This basic foundation is known as backhaul, and without an all-around developed organization backhaul framework, it will be hard to future confirmation current organizations against rising transfer speed requests, making this a fundamental thought for the future availability of the web. What is backhaul and why is it important? For information to move starting with one point then onto the next on the web, there should be a medium that permits these focuses to interface with one another. In the event that we consider the web a sort of transportation framework, we can liken web backhaul to the streets and parkways which permit us to get starting with one point then onto the next. By utilizing this similarity, we can without much of a stretch see why web backhaul is fundamentally imperative to the development and soundness of the web. If the streets of the web are not worked to deal with inundations of traffic, or are implicit a way that doesn't utilize diverse association focuses, at that point the final product will be a helpless encounter for the end client. A backhaul network is influenced in almost a similar manner. When the organization gets overburdened with traffic, the end client starts to encounter issues like parcel misfortune, network jitter and high idleness. In an inexorably versatile first reality where numerous experts and substance makers depend on quick association speeds, this kind of execution decline can totally tank efficiency. This danger is by and large why so numerous Internet Services Providers, ISPs, are investigating their present organizations to see where upgrades can be made. Notwithstanding, there's a great deal to consider before any plans are placed into impact, as there are differing types of backhaul that can be carried out, each giving a one-of-a-kind arrangement of upsides and downsides. Sorts of backhaul. Adhering to our similarity of backhaul as streets, the materials that associate various focuses on the web can significantly affect the speed at which information is moved. Actually, like materials utilized in the development of a street can extraordinarily influence the quality, and in this way maximum velocity, of the ride. Separating it, backhaul typically comprises of two sorts, wired and remote. Wired backhaul. Wired backhaul, like copper, fiber, Ethernet and coaxial, is the thing that normally rings a bell when we consider web backhaul. These links have been utilized in organizations of different types all throughout the planet for quite a long time, and accepting any sudden advances in remote backhaul, will keep on being utilized in future high-velocity networks also. This is on the grounds that wired backhaul is best in class with regards to organized soundness and execution. Nonetheless, wired backhaul accompanies some expensive entanglements. Benefits of wired backhaul. Contrasted with versatile backhaul, ISPs and end clients getting to the web through wired backhaul will profit by more steady association speeds since network impedance is less of an issue. Moreover, the maximum organization speed of a framework based on, say, fiber, is impressively quicker than what can be accomplished on a remote organization. Truth be told, specialists all throughout the planet are continually establishing and crushing standards for max information move speeds over fiber optic lines, and for the time being, there has all the earmarks of being no furthest breaking point to how quick these frameworks can get. Hindrances of wired backhaul. While there are detriments to wired associations, the one that engineers are generally worried about is the cost of execution. Building a wired backhaul network is costly, and most designers and potential clients will try to stay away from it no matter what. Truth be told, building a fiber optic organization, or even expanding one, can cost tens, if not countless dollars in development charges alone. Furthermore, when the development is done, there are still help costs related with giving availability, for example, buying the essential fiber lighting gear and performing upkeep depending on the situation. IV. All things considered, if a territory has an organization need, however, it's been resolved that it would be excessively exorbitant to just put in new cabling, at that point remote backhaul is taken a gander at as the good elective arrangement. Remote backhaul. In situations where tearing open the ground to lay wired backhaul is too costly, remote backhaul is rapidly turning into a practical option for densifying network limit. Not at all like wired backhaul, cell backhaul utilizes microwaves and radio waves to send signals between various passageways, similar to the cell phones and PCs that we convey with us consistently. What's more, by analyzing this trademark on a superficial level, unmistakably remote backhaul may enjoy some key upper hands over wired backhaul. All things considered, on the off chance that you could nullify the requirement for streets, as in the event that somebody offered you a flying vehicle, you'd presumably think your long periods of sitting in rush hour gridlock were at last finished. Shockingly, things aren't so basic. Benefits of wireless backhaul. Since remote backhaul frameworks don't really depend on an organization-involved fiber or copper cabling, some actually depend on fiber for primary center point stations, remote backhaul can be introduced and placed into activity a lot quicker and all the more reasonably when contrasted with wired frameworks. Hindrances of wireless backhaul. Nonetheless, remote backhaul is exceptionally defenseless to impedance beginning from a wide assortment of sources, like unfriendly climate conditions, other little cells, and microcells also. Moreover, network speeds on remote backhaul range from 200 to 300 megabits per second, which is especially more slow than what can be accomplished on wired backhaul networks, where something like fiber can run as quick as 1 to 60 gigabits per second. By the by, remote backhaul is as yet a decent choice for engineers who are hoping to extend network limit without the strong forthright expense of laying new links, as a considerable lot of these disadvantages can be alleviated through essential position of receiving wires, or by offloading clients starting with one cell radio wire then onto the next. Our digital infrastructure division procures server farms in North America and specifically in Europe, Asia and Central, South America. We are building a broadened arrangement of big business, colocation, cloud, discount, and switch server farms, bringing about legally binding, long haul, and raising incomes for our financial backers.